NorCal, 209 King of Comedy. It's Rick without the K. James presents, in my opinion, podcast.
Next topic, we talked about the Bay Area, but we're gonna go whole West Coast this time. Who's your favorite West Coast rapper? I'll go first. There's a lot of people out there, but I think the person that doesn't get his just due neither, and he never makes anybody's top 10 for some reason, but Ice Cube.
I love him.
You thought I was gonna say Ice T, huh?
No,
Right?
no, I didn't think you were gonna say that.
No.
I didn't think you wanted
Colors,
to show your age
colors,
like that.
I am a psychopath. No, but Ice Cube, I feel like he still has bangers that I'll play. The yay, fucking, And I guess I look at him different, and so does everybody. Ever since I'm a pre fucking Friday Ice Cube,
Right.
So I thought of him as gangster Ice Cube, and now he's
America's
more
Most Wanted.
yeah.
Thank you. That was going to be on one of my top.
Yeah.
So I want to say probably for me, and there's a bunch, but I'll let you guys discuss it because I feel like I've said too much. So
No.
we're gonna kick it over to you
Whatever.
first.
I totally would say Ice Cube because I've loved him. Well, he was my favorite out of NWA. And it was great when he left NWA. Maybe, I don't know. I think that bolted him up. But basically, America's Most Wanted, it was awesome to listen to NWA talk shit and him talk shit and the whole Benedict Arnold and all that stuff. But I do love Ice Cube, but I love DJ Quik.
Yeah.
Love DJ Quik. Anytime you hear one of his beats, you know it's him. And he's a little bit gangster, but he's a little bit like
Now that's someone
party.
I'd like to see
You
in
listen
concert.
to him at a party. You could just chill to him and kind of go with it and that kind of stuff. And then I like Nocturnal.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
No, okay.
Love Nocturnal.
That is a good one.
No.
All right. I think the best West Coast rapper from my I guess all time. We're talking about all time, right?
Yeah.
I mean the
I
best.
guess.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a tough one, man. This one is probably the one I had the most trouble with because I'm trying to look at the Bay Area stuff versus the LA stuff. Obviously, that's like,
And do we got to throw in there that they're actually from the West Coast too, or?
Oh, I mean, you tell
'cause
me.
We were having this discussion about how Corrupt gets a lot of props from being, but he's
Right.
not really from the West Coast. He just
Right,
started
right.
rapping when he went to the West Coast.
Huh.
So
Tupac also.
Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah.
Also, Tupac's out of the mix on that one. Shit, man. I think I'm gonna take that into consideration though. Like they got to be from the West Coast.
yeah,
I think that when you really break it all down, and you really look at what the West Coast sound is, because again,
it's that G Funk.
that's how I always look at what does the question mean, like the best rapper from the West Coast. I think that once you break it all down, you're probably gonna find one thing that's gonna be always true, and that's that Snoop Dogg is the sound of West Coast rap music. He's when you imagine what West Coast rap music is, Snoop Dogg has been able to do with his career, the fucking not just the job of like longevity, but also the job of becoming the representation of something.
And he's a household name.
And he's a household name. Some of the stuff that he's done I don't love for sure. But he's been able to turn himself into like
Try to
the
do reggae.
symbol of a region, of a whole
Yeah.
region. So for me, when I think about West Coast, if you want to say, throw up that W, and first thing that comes to mind, they got to be from the West Coast. Long Beach's own, Calvin Brodus, fucking AKA Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yeah, I guess and that's maybe we should have had that debate about like who's more West Coast, Ice Cube or Snoop, because you got to think of those two guys.
Ice Cube, Ice Cube, I love.
Yeah.
Ice Cube. But let me tell you something. In 2021, Ice Cube is identified more with movies. Friday, Are We There Yet? Snoop Dogg in 2021, after everything he's been through, he's identified as a West Coast rapper.
Yeah.
He's older now, but when you think, oh, Snoop Dogg the rapper, when Ice Cube, there's a generation that's like, oh, Ice Cube from Are We There Yet? The dad from fucking Are We There Yet? So I think Snoop Dogg has held on to that crown a little tighter
Well, he's
than
still
Ice
in
Cube
his
has.
community and still doing stuff for his community.
And he's
All
still
the football stuff he
he's still
does.
strictly hip hop. Nobody's waiting to hear Ice Cube on a track with somebody. You're not surprised when you hear Snoop Dogg on a track with somebody.
Although you might hear Martha with him.
Right.
And since we're talking West Coast, let's keep it West Coast real quick, just because one, I don't think, and the reason I said the whole gotta be from the West Coast, because if I'm correct, DOC, right, part of fucking NWA and shit, great rapper and shit, but I don't think he's from the West Coast, right? I think he's from Texas.
Is he? I didn't know where.
Yeah, I
DOC
think
was
No,
from.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's from Texas. So you gotta.
And I know Exhibit
You know,
was born in Cincinnati or
Yeah,
something like
Exhibit.
that. Yeah, so.
Shit, that again, another
There's a lot of
underrated
those.
fucking MC.
I love
Exhibit.
him. Yeah.
But
Exhibit.
if we're
is
talking about
nice.
native sons, I just, there's some people just exemplify the West Coast, and
Yeah.
and after Snoop Dogg, because I just feel like it's such a big. I know we're only supposed to give one, but it's just such a.
So
big,
who do you think he passed the torch to? Was my next thing I was going to talk to, because I remember around, what was it, 2001, 2002?
Yeah.
My cousin called me up and was like, "Man, you got to listen to this dude. He's going to be the next West Coast king, blah, blah, blah." And I actually liked his second album again better than
Right.
his first one. I don't know if you guys heard of this dude. He used to have a butterfly on his face and then turned into LA.
Right.
But the Game.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you could put him up there as one of the West Coast's best? And was he one of the people that got passed the
hard.
torch?
In terms of rapping ability, and then also being like a representative of the West Coast, yeah, I could definitely put him in there in terms of like one of our best rappers skill wise. It's not a guy that I gravitate to heavily, but he's got some songs where if I hear them, I'm like, yeah, that I remember that time, I remember that era, because that first album that he had, the documentary, shit was hard. That shit, his very first album with Dr. Dre behind it, shit was dope. He had some fucking bangers on there. But I'm still not ready to put him on the level of a Snoop Dogg, because his career wasn't bad. It just wasn't.
You get top 5 on
Wasn't
West
great.
Coast for you?
I still think
No.
of him every
You,
time.
He doesn't
you
make
give him
top
top
5
5 on the West Coast?
Every time I think of the Game, I think of 50
Yeah.
automatically, because that's who brought him up.
Yeah.
And when you
That's
think
true.
of 50, you think of M.
Exactly.
You don't think of, I don't know. I personally don't look at the Game and go, "Oh, that's West Coast."
Right.
Like that's
Right.
not where I think of him.
You
as.
know
you think
he's West
the
Coast.
he's the missing
Like
member of
Schoolboy
G
Q.
Unit. That's what you're
Exactly. It's like they're West Coast, but you don't immediately associate when you hear the Game. You don't be like, oh yeah, that's West Coast rap. When you hear Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, you be like, yeah, that's West Coast
That's
rap.
West Coast.
Yeah.
That's LA.
You identify with their media, just like
Yeah.
Biggie is East Coast.
Yeah.
Biggie will always be Biggie and East Coast. That's like synonymous,
Yeah.